Look, Rico's got an over-under for you, but I just want to put this out there. If you're a Michigan fan or Michigan State fan, it was a very simple question. How many games are left in your season? I mean, Michigan, I believe they're in the tournament. I know Rico thinks a little less of them than I do, but that's fine.
No. Don't do this.
No, I said they're not in the play-in.
No,
you said they
I
are.
think less of them. I'm just looking at the analytics and the numbers, and they are teetering. Has nothing to do with my personal
Rico's supercomputer thinks less of them. So I just look, how many games are left in your season? Now, we'll talk Michigan here briefly because here's what I don't understand. And maybe it's just the nature of college basketball in 2022. I don't understand how a team gets its head coach back after a 5-game hiatus. They're playing an Indiana team that, while desperate, Michigan should be almost equally desperate. And you're in total game control. You are up by as many as 17 points. And then you not only lose the game, a run of that size.
You lose the game to a team that cannot finish games.
Correct.
You lost to Indiana, who, they handed the ball. They said, here you go. You're down to here. Take the final shot, win the game, hit a three. You throw the ball out of bounds. It was very strange to watch the meltdown because you're thinking to yourself, okay, you're going to come back. You're going to 4 points.
I still had belief amidst the collapse, even when Indiana tied the game up and we were all watching the game together. I still believed, you believed, Michigan was going to win the game.
Right.
Because A, it takes a ton of energy to make that type of comeback. And B, Indiana is incapable of closing games out if you've watched them at all this year. That's a horrendous loss for U of M. It's horrendous. And I think the overriding point to this, you've heard me talk about Michigan State this way, and I think the same holds for U of M. Both of these teams are amongst the most unlikable groups. As a fan, not saying on a personal level, but as a fan, it's just immensely frustrating because Michigan at their best has shown they're capable of not only beating some good teams, but blowing them out. And at their worst, you get housed by Central Florida or you collapse against Indiana, etc. Hell, they're lucky they beat Nebraska if you really want to look at it that way. So I don't know what to tell you. Now, whether they're in the play-in or they're in regular, I don't know. I have a hard time believing there are 67 teams better than them. I think they're in, but this shouldn't have happened today. And I really question the makeup of the team when, look, your head coach is back. They seem to rally around Juwan and us versus everyone mentality when Juwan took the suspension. Boy, you're up 17. There was plenty of opportunity there to right the ship. They didn't do it. It's a terrible loss. So I guess as a Michigan fan, the question is, how many games you got left? Let's assume you're going to the tourney. Do you win a play-in game? Do you win the first round game? Do you believe you're just dead as a doorknob? And for Michigan State fans, it's the same question, little trickier, because are you assuming they beat Maryland tonight? Let's remember something now. Yes, they got out to an 18-1 start because of my presence at the Breslin. However, they fully collapsed.
Well, your chopper is here, so as soon as the show's over, we're
going down.
Yeah.
We got dinner at Harry and Izzy's.
There we go.
But listen, MSU at Maryland collapsed in the last 7 minutes and won by 2. MSU was very fortunate to win that game.
So how about this?
Go ahead.
It was so bad, Mike, I actually thought State lost that game. And then I went back and was like, oh, yeah, they did win.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
But my point is, hard to beat a team 3 times. Vegas is pricing that in. MSU's a 1.5-point favorite right now. They could lose to Maryland. And while they will get in the tournament, you've talked about it. They're kind of in that 8-9 range. And I don't think that that's some great place to be. I don't trust this team. So
probably the worst place to be.
We can talk both sides of it. Now, you have set, this is where it gets interesting. If you're not confident and you just want to talk about your own team, you can tell me how many games are left in your season. But for the adults in the room who want to play a game, Rico Beard has developed an over-under for both teams with games left in your season, or are you charting wins left in your season?
Mike, I am charting wins left in the season.
This could be brutal. Let's hear it and tell me how you came to this number.
Combined Michigan State wins left in the season. Now this is saying if they go to the NIT.
No
Michigan
NIT.
goes in, no NIT. This is NCAA tournament.
Correct.
And Big Ten tournament combined. Over under 1.5 combined victories. You have Michigan State playing a team that they're playing for the third time tonight. I don't think that sits well with MSU. They are pretty much, according to the analytics, locked in the 8-9 game. That's a coin flip game. If you win that, hi, I'm Baylor. We destroyed you this year. Remember us? If you're Michigan, you may be in that first round play-in game, or you get in as an 11 seed playing a 6 seed.
But here's my question before we throw the number out. Should the over-under be 2.5? Because here's your problem. If State wins tonight, then they would you have to allow one of these teams to win a game. With 1.5, you're basically saying State wins tonight, neither team wins their first round game if you're going under.
Right, or State loses tonight and one team wins one game.
David, do you agree with where this number is set?
If you take the under.
I do agree because I think Michigan State wins tonight. Neither one of them win a tournament game. That's what I've always thought. Neither one wins in a tournament. So, yes, I think it's a fair 1.5 there.
All right, let's set the over-under, and I'm not chickening out on this, but I told you I didn't want to know the number pre-show. I'm regretting that choice because I would have thought a little more about this. I want to just take a few minutes and think.
Okay.
Not in silence. I'm going to do the show. I need to really think about what my answer is. So on the heels of Michigan gagging and totally blowing that game today, by the way, probably letting Indiana in the tournament.
Indiana needs to beat Illinois.
Okay, need one more?
Yeah.
I'll trust you. 248-539-9797. Straight up. The over-under between Michigan and Michigan State wins left in the season. 1.5. Are you going over or under? And that's, again, both teams make the NCAA. State's got a game tonight. They're barely favored. Coin flip. But even if they win it,
Wisconsin.
probably not beating them. Are they going to the tournament and winning a game? Michigan, they already lost today. Are they going to the tournament and winning a game? So think about it. Throw the number out. I'm not going to demand an answer out of anybody immediately. I think the fact that it's set at 1.5 it's pathetic. It's just, again, it's. I want to root for my team.
But is it though? It basically.
It's pathetic.
It's the microcosm of this season. Neither program did what we thought they were going to do.
I mean, between them, they got 25 losses. Seriously.
Yeah, 13, yeah. State have. You're right. You're close to
24?
24.
I mean, it's pathetic. We expect better in this state. One school's played for 2 national titles.
37 and 24 combined.
That's awful. And especially because, let's face it, half of your schedule when you build it in college basketball are gimmies. You're playing DeVry in southern New Hampshire. 248-539-9797. I know where I'm leaning. And it may surprise you. Leaning over.
And I want to hear David's full breakdown of this game.
No, I'm leaning.
Really?
No.
Over?
Yeah, I'm leaning over. Because I expect them to lose tonight, it'll be reverse psychology. They'll win. So that gets me 1.
Right.
Then they dump the game tomorrow. Okay. Now we go to the NCAA tournament. I need one of these 2 teams to win. 8-9 game for MSU. If you look at the teams that are on that 8-9 line and you take away my bitterness and
The
smarminess.
Dons.
Right. But take away my smarminess. It's not unthinkable for State, with a week preparation, with Tom Izzo in the tournament, Siren, I know, for them to win that game. And you're right. They'll absolutely get murdered by a top-shelf team. Michigan is what?
Well, here's the 9. Let's say they're the 8. The 9s, the San Francisco Dons, Iowa State, Murray State,
The Racers.
Ooh.
The Racers.
and Memphis.
Oh, God help us.
Oh, whoa.
Well, hold on. And for people who don't listen every day, and I don't expect you to, Memphis was the team I picked of the unranked who no one wanted to see, because they are, I think, 10-1 their last 11, and they're coming on. But look, Michigan on the other side of it, I understand off today's performance, very tough to predict they'll win at all, but they still have pieces